I'm Nicole Zacola, a literacy specialist at Vantage Learning. I spend a lot of time working with teachers who are doing incredible work around the science of reading, and more often I hear the same question come up. We understand the science of reading, but what does that actually mean for writing? That question is exactly what this video series is designed to explore. If you've ever read a student's writing and thought, I know what they're trying to say, but I'm not exactly sure what they said, you're not alone. And here's the important part. That doesn't mean the student doesn't have ideas. More often than not, it means something is breaking down at the sentence level. Today, we're going to connect something teachers already understand deeply, decoding and reading, to what often gets overlooked in writing, encoding sentences. When students struggle to encode ideas into sentences, writing quickly becomes exhausting, frustrating, and unclear, even for students who have a lot to say. In reading, we know this to be true. If decoding is slow or effortful, comprehension suffers. Students may understand the topic, they may be motivated, but if they're stuck figuring out words, they can't fully focus on meaning. Writing works the same way, just in reverse. In writing, students have to encode their ideas into language. They have to turn thoughts into sentences. And when sentence construction isn't automatic, writing becomes hard very fast. Students run out of mental energy before they ever get to their ideas. Writing isn't just about ideas. It's ideas plus language plus structure. And the smallest complete unit of meaning in writing isn't the paragraph or the essay, it's the sentence. If students don't have control over sentence structure, no amount of graphic organizers or paragraph frames will fully solve the problem. They might write more, but not necessarily more clearly. This is where the writing rope, developed by Joan Sedita, is really helpful. The writing rope shows us that writing is supported by multiple strands working together, including syntax, sentence structure, vocabulary, and transcription. If those language strands are weak, the entire piece of writing is affected. At Vantage, we've taken this same research-based idea and created our own version of the writing rope to help teachers see how these strands show up in real student writing. We'll explore that version more deeply in later videos. So when students struggle with writing, we don't always need to ask, what's wrong with the whole essay? Sometimes the better question is, what's happening at the sentence level? Here's something important to remember. Many students do have ideas. What they don't yet have is automatic control over sentence construction. So while they're trying to think of what to say, decide how to start the sentence, keep the sentence going, and remember conventions, their working memory fills up. This is cognitive overload, and it's why writing feels so exhausting for so many students. This is where SRSD, or Self-Regulated Strategy Development, becomes such a powerful framework. SRSD reminds us that writing skills don't develop by accident. They develop through explicit instruction, teacher modeling, guided practice, gradual release, and self-monitoring. And this absolutely applies to sentences, not just full compositions. When we teach sentence strategies explicitly and give students repeated, supported practice, we reduce cognitive load and increase confidence. One of the most effective sentence-level strategies comes from the writing revolution, often called TWR. Sentence combining asks students to take two or more ideas and combine them into one clear, logical sentence. This helps students build complexity intentionally, improve clarity, and understand how sentences actually work. Sentence expansion is another powerful routine. Students start with a simple sentence and add who, what, where, when, why, or how. This helps students say more without writing more. It also supports expressive vocabulary, helping students move words they recognize in reading into their own writing. Sentence imitation gives students access to strong sentence models. Students study a mentor sentence not to copy it, but to notice how it's structured, how ideas are connected, and how language is used. Then they apply that structure to their own ideas. This helps students internalize syntax in a way that worksheets never can. One simple support that makes a big difference is oral rehearsal. When students say a sentence aloud before writing it, their thinking becomes clearer. Sentence breakdown decreases and writing flows more easily. Oral rehearsal gives students a low-risk way to organize language before committing it to paper. Tools like Write-Ahead and My Access naturally support this kind of sentence-level instruction. Write-Ahead provides a low-stakes space for frequent sentence practice without the pressure of grading. My Access allows teachers to focus feedback specifically on sentence clarity and language instead of overwhelming students with feedback on everything at once. Both tools align well with SRSD's focus on targeted instruction, practice, feedback, and reflection. Here's the good news. Teachers don't need to overhaul writing instruction to make this work. They can start with a 5-minute daily sentence routine, one sentence strategy at a time, modeled practice before independent work. Small, consistent sentence work adds up quickly. Just as decoding is foundational to reading, sentence encoding is foundational to writing. When we teach sentences explicitly, we give students the tools they need to express their ideas clearly and confidently. Strong writing doesn't start with longer assignments. It starts with stronger sentences.